Hello guys, it's Black Rat from 287 and welcome to the channel. So today we're gonna talk about the free-to-play setup for the SX18. So in this video we're gonna try to set up our legions, our 5 legions with the free heroes and the free skins, the best as we can do, and also set up the defense. The defense fortress. So we're gonna start right now with the main legion. So what's the best main legion for free-to-play players right now in the SX18? So actually we're gonna have like 2 legions who are actually really dominating as a free-to-play player. But I'm gonna start for the one I think will really be the best legion for free-to-play players, and this legion, it's gonna be Roland, Elseed, and of course, you know, Avalanche. Okay, so we're gonna set up this with nice T10. So if you guys saw the last videos about the top 10, so you saw that this legion is really good and Roland is doing really great. So actually I'm still not sure if this one or the second legion that I'm gonna give to you is the one who should be as a main legion. Really, I'm really not sure about it because my Roland is not maxed yet. But I still have really good results with him. So when I'm gonna get him maxed, I really think I'm gonna play this legion as a main legion. But in the other hand, I think that the legion that we're gonna put here, and I'm gonna put it actually, it's not gonna be a surprise for you, I guess also. It's gonna be Rosen, Sendiata, which is here, and of course Farah. So you can actually place Sendiata on the third or on the second row, but I do believe it's actually better to play it in the second row. You have a little bit more damage, so I prefer to play it like this. So here we have really the 2 legions who are really dominating as a free-to-play or low spenders. It's really the best legions to do, the 2 best legions to do. So as I told you, the cavalry is really dominating for us, we're gonna say, because of course we're not talking about Alexander, because of course he's really way too much OP. But if you forget Alexander, cavalry is really strong this season with those 2 legions who are really dominating. So you can play the Sendiata as a main legion, or you can play Roland. It's depend of the feeling. Some accounts, some people gonna think this one is better, so others gonna think the other one is better. But for me, I think Roland is a little bit more interesting, especially because actually Roland is doing good against Alexander Legion. So, and Sendiata really not. So I do believe it's what the hell is this? I do believe it's gonna be really better to play him as a first legion. But as I say, it's more gonna be about your personal taste. You can also play with Hellfire instead of Elseed. It's also doing great, and it's really a good legion to play against Alexander. But I really think if you don't have a Hellfire skin, it's really more interesting to have Elseed. So let's go for the third legion. So for me, the third legion that we're gonna talk about now, and we already talked about it before in the last video, it's gonna be the Hank, Sakura in the back row, and Aeselfred. So here we go. Okay, so we already talked about this Legion. It's actually now the best mixed Legions for free-to-play also. It's really very strong. It's doing good against Sendiata also. It's just a good Legion, so I already talked about this one in the last video, so we're not gonna take too much time. And now for the last, oh my god. For the last, we're gonna talk about the Legion. Also not a surprise, because we're playing this since a long time. Where he is here. So Arslan, of course, Healer, and Scarlet. So we're gonna put those T10 with him. But you're gonna tell me why this Legion now is 4 and in my setup, and it was in my main Legion in the last video. Actually, because Arslan got really weaker. I don't know how, no one knows, but it got really weaker than it was. It's still a good Legion, okay, really good Legion, but it's really weaker now, so I don't use it anymore as a main Legion. Especially because now the people are a lot playing Sendiata as a main Legion, and Sendiata is really destroying Arslan so easily, and even the Legion with Roland is really doing very well against Arslan. So Arslan is really weaker now because of this. So it's still a good Legion, really still a good Legion, very strong against all the archery combos, of course, but it's not the best of the best now. So we still use it as a free-to-play, but not in main Legion. So now we're gonna go to the defense to, of course, set up the defense Legion. So we're gonna go in the garrison. And also not gonna be a secret, actually the troops are already telling you what is it. So Warhammer in the back row, Lowman, and Bleeding Steed. I still don't got the Lowman skin, but if you have, it's gonna be interesting to have it with the Bleeding Steed skin. So this Legion, of course, is one of the best counters for Arslan. One of the best counters also against Sendiata, so it's still the best defensive Legion for free-to-plays. Really, there's no better defensive Legion. You can also play it in the regular Legion. Why not? It's interesting, but I think she's really making a better job if the Legion is on the defensive setup. So now, if we need to set up our defensive to see which one is the first, second, because this is really important when you're gonna get attacked, you need to put the best units as possible at first, because if you put them in the last, you're gonna lose more troops on each attack. So the more interesting it's to stop it with your defensive. Of course, if it dies, to stop it with the second would be really great. So of course, the first Legion that we put to defend gonna be obviously the defensive Legion, because of course you know that the stats are better, so it's made for this. So it's gonna be our first Legion. In the second Legion, I think in the last season I had Arslan, but of course, as I told you, almost everyone now is playing Sendiata, so they're gonna really, if they pass your defensive, they're gonna kill easily Arslan, so really not worth to put Arslan now on the second row. So me, I would put as a defensive my main Legion with Roland, Seed, and Avalanche, because actually it's doing good against Sendiata. It's really doing really good. And also the Legion is really strong. And also the thing is that I'm always thinking about Alexander, because if you get attacked by Alexander, the Roland Legion gonna be the best one to really counter the Alexander. And especially if you have Hellfire instead of Seeds, it's gonna be even better. So I'm gonna put my main Legion. I regularly put always my main Legion as a second, because my main Legion, of course, have Dragon. She's a little bit stronger, so we're gonna set up like this. And then for the third Legion, actually, that's like this. I'm gonna set up. I will set the Sendiata Legion because she do tons of damage. So if the enemy pass your first and second, he's gonna be weaker, not gonna have a lot of troops. And since Rosen gonna make the Legion to be super fast and attack first, you can in the first rows kill really fast the last troops of the enemy. So it's gonna be actually interesting to have it here. So as a third Legion, it's gonna be really great. And then as for, I guess we can let the Hunk here with the SL Fred. So it's gonna be great to counter the cavalries. And then in the last, yes, I would put my Arslan combo, because really, as I said, it's not that great that it was. So here we have my setup for defense as a free-to-play player. So you can see now my cat is doing... Stop. What the hell? Okay, sorry. So it's really the most interesting to do with those heroes, those free-to-play heroes. Really, it's the best legions that we can make, and that's it. So actually, there's not a lot of change since the last seasons, just because some legions got a little bit weaker and some others got a little bit stronger. And the new actually here is the Roland, who came out and really made this legion to be really strong. So that's it for today. Actually, I don't have anything more to say. I think I'm gonna prepare the videos about the skins, because I saw that some people are interested to know about the paid skins. I will do this soon. I guess soon. It's gonna be a lot of work because I'm gonna try to compare all the stats that it gives, and I'm gonna need to make a board with all of this. But as soon as it's available, I will post it in the channel. So until that, peace out.